Hello, and thank you for watching and listening to another episode of Unmedicated and Educated with Keita Rose. I'm Keita Rose, and here we deep dive, dissect, and sometimes diagnose, because it seems everyone, including myself, I am not excluded, has lost their damn minds. If you are new here, thank you so much for giving me a try. If you are an OG, then you already know what the is going on. I'm doing a reality recap. All right, like, share, subscribe, talk shit in the comments. Tell me how you really feel. Oh boy, this week on 90 Day Fiancé Love in Paradise, the episode was named We're Experiencing Turbulence, and I can understand why, because it was a little shaky. I was on like an emotional roller coaster.
I was up.
And I was down.
But I really mostly felt disgusted and disappointed. We'll get into that. So firstly, I want to start off with Sean and Aaliyah. I like Sean. When he almost shed a tear the last episode, I got really sad because I was like, man, he really wants his relationship to work with Aaliyah. I don't want to say unfair, but for lack of better words, I feel like his situation is a little unfair. He's already told us that he used to be bisexual. He was married to a woman, so he knows what all being in a heterosexual relationship entails. He don't like it. He likes boys. He wants to be with boys, which is why he identifies as a gay man. So imagine his surprise when his boyfriend decides to transition to be a woman. And so last week, Sean kind of made it seem like this was something that Aaliyah liked to do when she popped out, when she wanted to pop her shit.
And then about 1.5 years into our relationship, everything started to change.
But Aaliyah let us know this episode, this isn't a phase, Mom. This is dead ass. I'm for real. I am a woman now. I identify as a woman. My pronouns are her, she, her, and that's how I want to be acknowledged. And so that's how, for the remainder of this recap and any other recap, we're going to acknowledge her as Aaliyah. So Aaliyah's at the airport waiting on Sean. Sean lands and looks at her and is like, oh, wow, no more boy haircut, no more boy clothes. She's a woman. She walks around as a woman. Her hair's done, her makeup's full face beat, clothes, everything. So I thought that this next scene was so freaking sweet. They go to her apartment. He's unpacking his clothes and he has a gift for her. And that is 16,000 pounds of hair, okay? A black woman's dream. He has gifted her all this weave. He bundled up all his weave. There's Brazilian, there's Burmese, there's virgin raw, there's Remy, there's straight, there's yaki, there's curly, there's deep wave, like red, brown, brunette, all of it. He gifted her that hair, and I just felt like that was his way of being like, listen, I know you want to be more feminine, because remember, Douglas only wore like short boy haircuts. I know you want to be more feminine. I want to support you. I love you. If this makes you feel beautiful, I'm with it. So then not only does he buy her all these bundles, and if you love me, bundle me, baby. Buy me bundles. Bundles are not cheap. That shit is expensive as hell. Each bundle is like $200 freaking dollars if you're getting Remy or virgin hair. Like, let's be honest. Let's be real. He bundled her. Not only did he buy her hair, he helps her do her hair, right? So he's doing her hair and all this. And I'm like, oh my God, he really wants to make this relationship work. Like, he really wants to put his all into it. And I hope that his efforts aren't going unnoticed, because some men ain't gonna do all that for you. Listen, I'm already mad you're transitioning. I'm not gonna help you, all right? I'm just trying to process all this on my own. I don't wanna be, enabling this behavior that I don't even want to take place. So the fact that Sean is like trying, so it should mean something. So then they go out to eat and they're having a nice dinner. And I don't know, I really felt like Sean was trying to explain. He didn't wanna make her feel uncomfortable, but I do believe that Sean was trying to explain like, hey, listen, big transitions for anybody is going to be hard. I mean, I was in the military for 5 years and I really had to witness others and transition myself from military life to civilian life. You realize that civilians don't wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning to work out. Civilians don't get in trouble when their clothes aren't ironed or when their hair is a little unruly. Military life and civilian life are so different, and you need to be able to transition and realize that the things that you saw in Vietnam, no one else saw. The PTSD you get when you hear a loud noise, a clap, a shot, firework, no one else is experiencing that. So you're by yourself in that. I don't know. He let her know that he had a friend that didn't transition but wanted to even change her name. Like, her name was Gabriella or Giselle or something like that, and she wanted to go by Gigi. Sean was basically trying to explain was she would get frustrated when people wouldn't call her by her original name, but they didn't see her like that because for years, for 20 years, they had been calling her this. Now you want to go by this. So if you are expecting people to be able to understand your transition and transition along with you, you have to give them some grace and some room to be able to adapt. It's hard to know you as Douglas for 30 years and now you are Aaliyah, and I'm just supposed to be able to change your pronouns. I'm supposed to be able to change your name. I'm supposed to not say certain things. I have to adapt. Give me some time to adapt. So basically, Aaliyah's like, well, I mean, a name is different from transitioning sexuality. It's not a name that I'm changing. I'm changing who I am as a person, and you need to be able to respect that. I'm changing my body. I'm changing my sexuality or my identification, my sexual identity. And so I need you to be able to rock with that. And if you don't, then I don't know. Like, Aaliyah is dead ass. She's very direct in this conversation where she's like, I'm not going to feel uncomfortable in my skin anymore. And I think that a part of it was for so long as Douglas, Sean says that she was shy and she was quiet, and Aaliyah's kind of like how she pops out and she twerks and she does this and does that. Maybe she wasn't shy. Maybe she was ashamed. And now she feels comfortable in herself, comfortable in her skin, and she wants to pop out and really, express outwardly how she feels in the inside. Maybe that was a lack of understanding on Sean's part, but she is open and she's direct. You are going to accept me the way that I am, or you can get to stepping. And Sean doesn't really know how to handle that. In fact, he even told her that, when you were Douglas, you were really laid back, but Aaliyah likes to be the boss, and baby, you're not going to be the boss of me. Like, I'm the boss in this relationship. I'm the male, the masculine, dominating male. I'm not going to be bossed around. Like, Sean's the alpha. When Douglas turns into Aaliyah, Aaliyah's an alpha, and they're butting heads real bad. So I hope they get it together, because out of all the relationships, I think that they have the better chance of making it. Again, just by looking at how Sean is so supportive and really, really trying. So we'll just hope that Sean can get it together. But I don't know. I think it'll be very difficult, because not only is Aaliyah wanting to change her hair, not only is Aaliyah wanting to change her outfit, Aaliyah wants to get a BBL. Aaliyah's tired of the boxy look and wants to get her body done. This is why I say it's unfair. It's like, hey, okay, I'm in love with men. I am gay. I want to be with men. Right? But now you're saying that you want to dress more femininely and you want to be a woman. Okay, so I got you the hair, and I'm okay with your skirts, and I'm okay with the heels. But now you're trying to do surgery. So at first we'll do a BBL, right? But is it going to get deeper than that? Are you going to get all the bottom surgery? Are you going to get it all cut off? Because again, as a gay man, I like big dick, small dick, I don't know what's going on here, and I don't know how much Sean's gonna be able to really take, because I want to be with a man. I can understand you transitioning, and I can respect you transitioning to be a woman, but can you be a woman with a please? So that I can still enjoy you sexually. What do you guys think? Do you believe that it's completely unfair to do a full-on transition whilst you're in a long-term relationship? Or do you believe that, hey, I'm gonna transition if I want to. It's my life, my body, and if they can't get on board, then they need to get off ship. Do you think it would be unfair for Sean to say, hey, listen, I'm okay with you transitioning, just not, please don't cut it off. I need the D, I want the D, I was attracted to the D, please keep your Do you think that that's unfair? Let me know down in the comments. Whoa! I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm with Sean though. Please keep your stuff. Like, there's only so much I can take, okay? I can buy you weed, but we can't replace that. Please don't cut it off. Next, we go through Adriano and Alex. Now, remember, Alex is the therapist who I think shouldn't have told everybody that she's a therapist. But now that I think about it, really, y'all, a therapist is a regular job, right? We expect people to not be human and to not make mistakes and to not fall in love and, be blindsided with red flags. And yeah, we want therapists to be able to see red flags because they help others. But sometimes it's easier to hear somebody's story and their red flags are apparent. But when you're living your own story, you're blindsided. You have those rose-colored lenses on and you can't see. And so I'm not going to say that she's bad at her job or that I wouldn't want my therapist to be on reality TV. I would just say it's interesting that she decided to disclose that information to TLC is all. So Alex and Adriano haven't really seen each other yet. And so the scene opens up with Adriano and his friend. I don't know his name. It wasn't important. The reason I say that the friend wasn't important is because he annoyed the shit out of me. I don't know what it is about that whole conversation, but it just came off like, why are you with her? It really was given to me. Why aren't you with me? That's what I don't want to put nothing on nobody. And I know that that's kind of messed up, but it was really given. Why aren't you with me? You should be with me. I'll accept you. I'll let you have threesomes with people. But Adriano says he's his best friend. So we'll keep keep it on that level. His best friend's basically like, why are you with Alex if she can't fulfill your needs and she can't satisfy all of your desires? And I kind of have a problem with that statement because low key, and y'all can tell me if I'm tripping, that's a little bit of a problem that I have with the whole poly argument. I don't care what you choose to do. Whoever you choose to be with, whatever you want to do sexually, that's on you. But a lot of people shit on monogamous relationships because they say things like, how can one person fulfill all of your needs? And it's like, one person isn't supposed to fulfill all your needs. One person isn't supposed to make sure that you're whole. You're supposed to make sure that you're whole. You're supposed to make sure that you're whole and happy. And then a person comes in and they are an asset to your life. I'm not relying on you to fulfill every one of my desires. Well, I want to be with this and I want to be with that. And I want to be with a tall man and I want to be with a man that does this. And I want to be with, that's too much. You're selfish. Am I tripping? But you're selfish. You want one person to be able to fulfill all your desires and all your needs. And that's why sometimes with the poly argument, it's like, oh, that's why I have 10 people here. And it's like, it's a little selfish. Oh, well, Sasha has great sex, so I use her for sex. I don't really like having sex with Melissa, but she has amazing conversation and she can cook. Now, Brenda, she's really good with raising the kids, so she'll raise my kids. And while you're getting all your needs fulfilled, you're not fulfilling all of these women's needs. You're not doing anything but just existing. Like, I just find it to be very selfish. So
she's a good woman and she's beautiful. I just wish then she would be a little bit more into the threesome things.
His friend's like, you know that this woman's not going to be able to fulfill all your needs and desires. Why are you with her? And Adriano's like, if you get to meet her, and once you meet her, you'll see that she is so smart and so sexy.
I'm really hoping you're gonna like her because I'm really happy about this girl.
And we have explosive, amazing sex, which I think keeps a lot of people together. A lot of people are like, "Ooh, you have no idea. This is my soulmate. This is the person I'm supposed to be with because I come like 14 times a week." And it's like, anything else? How's the conversation? I don't know. It's all right. How's their family? How's their family like in their family dynamic? I don't know. It's all right. But that booty be busting. And it's like, okay, you're blinded by sex. You're attached sexually and you're not attached anywhere else. Adriano's like, I love her. I think she's perfect. I want to be with her. Hopefully she gets over the whole I want to have sex with other women thing. Now, Alex is at home talking to her family. And you know, this is the first time Adriano's been with a black woman.
I wish somebody would have told you.
We don't really play that type of, listen, there are some black women that are okay with different lifestyles. We're not a monolith. But black women that I know, black women that I'm friends with and that I have in my family, yeah, we don't play that. We don't like all that. That's too many juices going around. You trying to sleep with all these women. One thing that Adriano said that really stood out to me was like, well, when we first met, she said she would love the idea of threesomes and she loves to have all this sex and this is But then down the line, she doesn't want to do it anymore. And it's like, oh, she fell in love with you. Now, see, when y'all were just dating and y'all were having amazing sex and you guys were just talking on the tablet and she didn't think it was going to be serious. Yeah, she was into all that freaky shit because she thought you were just a pass around. She was going to use you as like kind of like a hoe. But now that she's in love with you, now that she's caught feelings, oh God, I don't want anybody, the thought of another woman touching you is making her sick. And that's a little unfair as It is not fair to start a relationship like, this is what I want, I'll do this, I'll have threesomes, I want 3 kids, I want to be a woman, I'm a woman or I'm a man, and then 2, 3, 4 years down in relationships be like, yeah, all that shit that I said that first initially attracted you to me, I'm not really feeling it anymore. On one end, it's inevitable because people change, but on the other end, it's like, you ain't got to change everything about you. You don't have to become a completely, totally different person. And like in Sean's situation, Aaliyah is a whole different person than the person that he met and fell in love with. And then Adriano is saying, Alex was down with all this sex stuff and she knows that I really like threesomes. I want my 2 souls and 3 bodies to become 1 soul and shit like that. He wanted his by a couple of other women and he really, really wants this. It's a strong desire of his and Alex is not down for it anymore. And I think she bamboozled him a little. I'm on Adriano's side. I'm thinking that if she wants this relationship to work, she gonna change her mind. It's time to open in flaps. It's time to get down with the get down if she wants to ride on Adriano's relationship. Next, we see Madeleine and Luke. Now, Luke told us last week that he lost his job and he's scared to tell Madeleine. So he thinks that he's going to go ahead and break the news down to her in person.
We don't have any more money coming in. This is real.
Bull.
So Luke flies to Colombia. He meets Madeleine. They're really excited to see each other. She's really excited. Oh, my Luke, I love him. I love my Luke. And, they look like a very cute couple. Like, I hope they really make it. But, he's expressing some worries because he feels like what he wants is for him to be able to say, hey, Madeleine, I lost my job. And with losing my job came a lot of stress, anxiety, and debt. And I don't know what to do. And he wants her to say things like, baby, let's work together. Let's get it, let's get it done. Let's get it figured out. I'm with you. I'm your ride or die. And I just think that shit is hilarious. I think it's hilarious when men lead with money, when men attract women that only want money. And then when the money goes away, they say shit like, I really hope that she likes me for just me. And I really hope that she can just get through this and want to be with me. Why would you hope that? Why would you think that's going to happen? That's not going to happen. That's not why she was attracted to you. That doesn't make any sense. It doesn't. That's like joining a dating site for bodybuilders and then gaining a whole bunch of weight and being like, well, I hope Josh likes me for who I am. No, I liked you at first because we had common interest. And right now in this relationship, common interest was Madeleine likes getting money, Luke liked giving money. Now that aspect, that dynamic is completely destroyed.
So now we have to actually get to know each other. Like, I have to figure out what your personality is like and if we are compatible. And we're probably not gonna be.
I really, again, wish them the best. Hope they make it. I don't see that happening, especially when, I'm with Madeleine. You got me f***ed up. You got me used to this life, and I thought this was going to be a permanent thing, and now you want me to what? Slum it? I don't want to slum it with you. I don't want to go from caviar to cat food. I don't want it. No. I don't know. I mean, if Madeleine decides to really buckle down and stay with Luke, then it'll show. It'll be a large sentiment to their relationship and show that she actually loves him for him. I don't see that happening, especially when Madeleine's like, where's the money? I love the money. I don't see it happening. So I'm really interested in seeing how Madeleine's gonna handle that news of, she might have to get a job at the Piggly Wiggly. Speaking of having a job at the Piggly Wiggly, do you love this channel? Do you love me? Do you love hearing my voice? Well, support me. This channel is sponsored by KitaSaidIt.com. And I have a whole bunch of merch for you guys, like my new wine tumblers. Wine now, cry later. They come in so many great colors, and you can purchase it at KitaSaidIt.com. If you don't, I'll have to bounce my ass for quarters. And how will I be able to make these awesome videos if I'm bouncing my ass? Help me out here. Help a sister out. Now, if you use code LOVEMAMA, because it's about to be Mother's Day, you'll get 15% off plus a free gift. Rock with me. It tastes so much better out of my tumbler. Oh my God, this is delicious. Okay, lastly, and I saved the worst for last, is Kyle and Anna. Now, remember last week I told you that Kyle is addicted to giving his sperm out. He has 71 kids all over the world, and that is the way I think he makes his money. He says he gets nothing out of it but the pleasure, not sexual pleasure, but the pleasure that he gets while seeing a new mother have a child, or a woman being with child, whatever. But I don't know if these women are paying him or how he's able to fund this lifestyle. Really don't know what he does other than get on Dr. Phil, go viral on the internet, and make a spectacle of himself. Anywho's, he gets off the plane, he irritates Anna, he's on his way back to his hotel, they've agreed to meet for dinner later. I'm thinking immediately he's about to wash his. He doesn't. In fact, he does quite the opposite. He starts to work out. He says that he likes to keep himself in shape, so he starts doing these nasty, awkward-looking crunches on his bed. Okay, still wearing his same travel clothes. After doing all that, he finally meets Annie for dinner. So Annie first, right off the bat, notices that he's wearing the same clothes that she picked him up in. And she's like, well, you don't want to change? You don't want to wash your ass? Like, what's up? And he's like, oh, this is something European people care about. American people aren't like that. American people don't really care about washing their ass. Who?
Who is we? Who? Which American don't care about washing their ass?
I really hate when people get on these public ass platforms and say shit for all of us, because that foreign people are watching these shows. So already in their mind, they're like, oh, Americans, they don't wash their ass? Okay. No, we absolutely do. You should have washed your ass after coming off that plane. And especially when you sat days, hours to get the malta. This wasn't, I'm in Texas and I got to fly to Louisiana real quick. It's about an hour and a half. You flew days. You slept on on a plane. You had them clothes on for a long period of time. And then you decided not to wash your ass and then to show up to dinner. As they're going through their date, he keeps on with this point system. Oh, you're drinking, and I told you that drinking's gonna take off a point. Remember last week when I said that 5 points was a kiss, 10 points was sex with this nasty ass man who gives his body to every and anybody who will take it, raw, unprotected? He's still on the point system thing. She lets him know that Ani doesn't like that. She's like, I don't like that you came here in the same outfit. I don't like that you keep talking about this point system. I think it's nonsense, and I want you to stop it. I think you're very sweet, and I do love you. She continues to say, I fell in love. So she's in love with this man. I don't know why. We have to really deep dive into her life. Was her father there? Was her grandfather abusive? Something happened. I don't know why she finds this man attractive. Kyle is disgusting. He is a nasty human being, but that's neither here nor there. Kyle's eating, and he's disgusting. He is slurping his food. He's not bringing the fork up to his lips. He's bringing his lips down to the plate. He looks like a pig. He's just nasty. And he's like, oh, well, once she confronts him about this and says, hey, I don't like that. You're eating like a child. This is nasty. Why are you behaving like this? She has a lot of questions. Why are you like this? Who made you like this? Will you ever stop being like this for the sake of continuing on our relationship? And I don't think that he can. I think that he's stuck in his ways, and that's how he's going to be for a very long period of time. Kyle's really smart because he found a way to get women pregnant. He found a way to get coochie, is what I'm trying to say. He found a way to get sex. Normally, men that aren't that attractive, that are nasty, don't wash their ass, right? Don't dress well, probably smell poorly. Those type of men don't get much action, right?
They're usually behind a bush somewhere trying to jump out and get y'all.
All right, that's how they get their supply of cooch, right? Kyle found a way to get sex from women. He's giving desperate women who are desperate for children, he's naturally inseminating them with his sperm. So he's found a way. He's found a loophole, okay? He's not dumb. All right? He's just nasty and disgusting. And he doesn't have social skills. And he's not a good person to date. And I'll be damned if he raised any of my kids. He shouldn't be a person you procreate with, but listen, he's not actively in them children's life, so I think it's okay. As long as he's not there influencing nothing, go away. Now, whatever disorders he may or may not have, that'll be passed on, but we'll figure it out. We'll put you in a camp. Put him in day camp. When Annie is confronting him about the way that he eats, the way that he looks, the way that he dresses, some of the things that he says that are offensive, he talks to her in a way in which she just doesn't like. When she confronts him with this, he says things like, well, that's Americans. Americans do that. This is what we do. We don't do all that shit. We don't respect people. We don't wash our asses. We don't eat correctly. We just pieces of shit.
Speak for yourself!
Period. Speak for your damn self. Oh, he pisses me off with that. That whole episode just had me up and down. Y'all. Now, Annie did say something that reminded me of the Adriano and Alex situation. Annie's like, his is huge. Kyle is packing. The boy got dick for days. And that makes sense as to why now, you're in love. I'm not saying that they had sex because she hasn't said that they have had sex. In fact, Kyle's with this point system has made it a point to say that he's not going to have sex with her unless she does the things that he wants her to do. I know she's seen it, and I know she's excited for it, and I know that she's probably not going to end this relationship. She should have ended that relationship when he got off the plane with that eye going this way, telling her that there was a point system in order to be with him. That's when she should have ended the relationship. But I think she's going to stick around to get the D. And I think that she's going to see how much she can actually tolerate of this man before she's had enough. But that relationship is not going anywhere. She has a logical brain. She makes sense. She has common sense. I don't see her doing this for long, okay? If she does, it'll be surprising to me. What do you guys think about this episode? Do you think that it's completely unfair, again, to transition, whether it's, I love sex, I'm okay with a threesome, but then change your mind in the middle of the relationship to, I want to be monogamous and I don't want anybody else entering this relationship? Or, hey, I'm a man and I like you and you're a man and we're going to be in this gay homosexual relationship until about 3 years from now. And now I'm a woman and I want to cut it off and I want to get breasts and get a booty, and I want to change completely who I am inside and out. And I want you to be okay with that, and I want you to accept it. Do you think that these things are unfair, or do you think that those are the ups and downs that come with being in a relationship with a human being? Human beings are fickle, and we change our mind. We change a lot. And so being in a relationship period, a marriage period, you'd have to learn how to adapt. What do you guys think? Who is your favorite couple? Put it down in the comments. And until next time, Jesus, I will holla.